everybody, thanks for stopping by the Hip Kit Club channel today. This is Audrey. I have another page with the September Hip Kit Club kit, which features a lot of the Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills 2 collection. And I absolutely love this piece of pattern paper with this kind of navy purple background and stripes with the white edge I'm going to put on the right. And I kind of wanted to spread that white edge out just a little bit, and I'm going to do some mixed media on my background, so I'm just adding some a dry brush of white gesso, and I will let that dry. In the meantime, while that's drying, I am taking this piece of pattern paper from the Pink Fresh Studio collection, and I'm going to fussy cut out some of these leaves. So my photo today is a picture of my kiddos in front of a cabin. I made the picture black and white. Every fall we rent a cabin in the Adirondacks on Columbus Day, well, mostly on Columbus Day weekend, so we can go see the gorgeous fall foliage, and I just like to document all the different cabins we rent, and just, you know, features about the cabins, and I always take a picture of the kids in front of it. So I wanted to bring in some fall colors because that is our big fall, I guess, not event, but trip that we do, and the colors in these leaves really reminded me of fall. So I will cut some of the bigger leaves out, and there's also some smaller leaves, and I do cut really close to the stems, but these stems are really thin and they can get a little bit fragile and they tear very easily. So sometimes I will just purposely cut them into smaller pieces. So I've got those all cut out, and I love the way that those colors just pop off that navy background. And I took a look at that stamp set for a second. That's from a Vicki Boutin stamp set that I think I might use somehow, but let me use some of the colors in the color kit. This is a Shimmers. These are all Shimmers from Shimmers. Is this a Creamies? I think it is. Purple, I am just loving the purple lately. The last video I posted had purple in it too, and I'm glad to be using purple again. I think it might be a new, not my all-time favorite, but I love using it for this season, especially fall, to contrast some of these fall colors. So anyway, I went in with the purple. I'm going to add a little bit of pink, just to make the purple pop a little bit more. And when the pink mixes with the purple, it actually really just looks like a different shade of purple, but I like how it lightened that up. And I will do a few splatters around. So I debated about whether or not I should add another color, something, a contrasting color, and I'm going to experiment with the yellow. And again, I think the yellow is a great fall color as well. And I was a little bit worried because purple and yellow are opposite colors, and I was worried that it would look muddy. But I had completely dried the purple part before I'm adding the yellow, and you'll notice that I am adding the yellow in some areas where there is still some white space, so that you can actually tell that it is yellow and not just you know, a yellow over a purple, which actually kind of starts to look brown. But I actually really like the way that that looks. Even the darker areas where it does turn a little bit brownish, again, I think goes with my theme. And I'm going to go through and just splatter some of that yellow on as well. And I really liked that. I was surprised at how much I liked it. So I put my photo back on, and I am using my cutout leaves to kind of frame my photo. And I have this, and I do this often when I use long branches or something, like these leaves cut out. I put some coming out the top corner, and then I put something coming out the bottom opposite corner to kind of get this diagonal flow down the page. And I wanted something else kind of circular because the photo itself is a log cabin, and the lines are going like horizontal of the cabin, and then the lines in the paper are going horizontal. And I have these kind of organic leaves, but I wanted another shape, so I was looking for something circular that I could put on here to kind of just break up all of those horizontal lines. Did I say vertical earlier? I meant horizontal. So I'll break up all those horizontal lines. So I was playing around with a couple of those chipboard circular pieces. And then I found a couple other little bits in the die cuts that I'm playing around with. The little square that says Live and Wonder, I love that. And it has these like spaces cut out around the square, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to tuck some of the leaves into that, and I actually kind of used it as a photo corner and tucked my photo right into the corner of that die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and back my photo with some pattern paper, and I just decided to go with this gray to back the photo just to give it a little bit more of a border because I have a lot of bright colors in the leaves, and I really want those to be the focus of the color on the page. So kind of going along with adding more circular elements in, I decided to look into these stickers to see if there are any phrases that might fit. I used the little one at the top kind of as a date tab, and then the little circle that says together, and this one says something about having fun. I can't remember exactly, and I can't read it on my screen right now. And just going through all the little bits and layering things up. I liked this wood veneer, but I didn't like 2 pieces on. I thought that was too much coral color, so I took the one off of the top, and I'm just going to leave that one little piece on the bottom that says today. So I pulled off this circular chipboard piece, this leaf frame, and I like what that does. That was the circle I was looking for, you know, a bigger circle to ground. I had considered just doing some stitching and stitching a circle around, but I wanted to add something a little bit more, and I was getting a little nervous that it might be getting too busy with all the leaves I have going on and all the colors, but because my photo is in black and white and the background is, you know, pretty much one color but just a different shades of that color, you know, it wasn't too bad adding in some more leaves. Okay, now here is where I got the idea that I definitely want to use this stamp set. And I'm going to do something I haven't done in a super long time, and that is heat emboss. So I am using this kind of branching stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it in 3 places. I was kind of positioning where I wanted to put it so that it would be seen. And I'm going to go through with some white embossing powder. It looks kind of off-white, and this embossing powder might be a little bit old, so I think I need to get some. I don't use it that much though, so sometimes it's hard for me to justify buying new ones. But so it kind of melts in an off-white look and not a pure white. And it could be mixed. I could have mixed it a long time ago accidentally with another color or something. But so I'm just going through with my heat gun and melting that. And oh my gosh, it is so satisfying to watch embossing powder melt. I don't know about you, but I could watch it melt all day long, or maybe not all day, but I love to do this. I should do this more, because I love the texture that embossing adds too. I'm going to do the same thing with a different leaf stamp, and this time I am going to use a gold embossing powder. So I'm going to bring a little bit of gold in. And my gold is just about gone, so maybe I do need to make a trip and get some more embossing powder. And this to me is just like magic. Like, you put the stamp on, you can't really see the Versamark, and then all of a sudden the shape appeared, and look at that gold melt. Isn't that so cool? And it really just looks shiny. You can see it melting here. Oh, that's a good one. I love seeing that. Pretty. I love, love, love that gold embossing. I might do that some more. I actually, one other thing I was thinking about doing that I didn't end up doing was stamping those gold leaves on a separate piece of paper with the gold embossing powder and then fussy cutting them out. But then I thought I would just have too many like 3-dimensional leaves, and so I'm going to make these a little bit more flat compared to the other colorful leaves that are sticking off the page. So now I'm going to start gluing everything down. I'm going to glue this frame down. I'm going to cut a little bit out so I can put a square of foam down for my photo. I'm kind of doing this all backwards here. It was because I had a little bit of glue already on the page. So I'll stick that down. I'm going to tuck these leaves back in, and I have to fiddle around with these leaves a little bit to make them stick out the right way. So just quick about this photo. Every fall, I already said this. We rented a cabin, but the reason I picked this pattern paper is because it kind of reminded me of the lines in a log cabin. So that's why I kind of went with this background paper. And I printed my photo in black and white because there were so many busy things on the porch of the cabin, like a really colorful like blanket and just colorful chairs, that it was really super busy. So I just printed it in black and white. So in addition to the fussy cut leaves that I cut out, I took a couple of the puffy stickers, and the puffy stickers, there's all different kinds of shapes, but there's leaf ones that match the leaves in the paper. And I really am just putting back the things that I had taken off. Yes, I'm just making millimeter changes here in exactly where my leaves were. These stickers I decided to put on a piece of paper so that I could put a pop dot underneath and they wouldn't be stuck to the background because I wanted to pop them off a little bit. This one here that says together, I'm actually going to make that part of my title. So it kind of looks like it's just hanging there, like out in the open, but for now, but when I add my letters in, it kind of makes it fit better. Okay, so that is done. Am I done? Nope. Maybe I'll add some photo corners. Yes, that helps define the photo shape a little bit more so that that photo just has a little bit more definition and sticks out. I felt like I needed another little bit of yellow up there on the top because I have a lot of yellow in the leaves in the bottom, so I'll add one more yellow leaf there. I play around with sticking this set of leaves in. I'm going to cut that down, try to squeeze it in somewhere. How about there? Okay, good enough. And finally, some enamel dots. I could not decide which color to use. I decided just to go with the light purple because I felt I didn't want something that contrasted or was super bright against the background. By the way, when I put these enamel dots on, I always put the bigger ones towards the bottom of my page and put the smaller ones towards the top. Mostly, I do a couple of the medium-sized ones kind of scattered, but in general, I like moving from the bigger dots on the bottom and putting the smaller dots up to the top. So I'm first going to try these alphas, which I absolutely love these alphas. I think these are from the Maggie Holmes collection, the Willow Lane. And the colors actually match pretty well, but I don't know, it was just a little too busy. And of course I couldn't find the right combinations of colors of the letters that I needed. I didn't want to use a green letter because I really didn't have any green in here. So I'm going to go with the gold, and the gold picks up on my gold embossing anyway. And these stickers I have found, well, any sticker for that matter, that when I am putting them on the background and I have gesso on the background, they do not stick. They come off so easily from the gesso. So I always am sure to add some liquid adhesive to all of this. I don't think I show you that on camera, but I do go through and add some liquid adhesive to the word cabin. And I think that about does it. I go through and I added some journaling with a white pen, and the lines on the paper were perfect for adding my journaling. And there it is. So I love all the leaves, and I'm so glad I did some embossing. And just gorgeous colors in this collection, perfect for fall. You can see some more embossing there. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Ooh, there's that gold. I love it. You can check out the kit in the Hip Kit Club store, and I will see you next time. Stay scrappy, friends.